Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
In the cave, cleaning the cave, doing the ironing or the equivalent in those days. But that would be her role, to be the homemaker, to look after the home and the kids. The man would be out, often in a dangerous situation to bring back the food, etc. A bit like we might see a bird bringing food back to a nest for its little ones. Same kind of process. And those early gender roles really have come right through thousands and thousands of years. And maybe it's only in recent years that we've seen a real fluidity about gender roles coming in, which is where perhaps a bit of confusion comes in, particularly, I think, to men as to what exactly these days our role might be in certain situations. So anyway, strength and courage, but we know women can be just as courageous as men. We've got examples of that in many ways, which we won't touch now. We'll be looking at feminine stuff next week. So so that's that. Men are thought to be independent, assertive independence, which I guess in some respects they can be. What about emotions? Now, this is quite an interesting one in terms of the male psyche. Would you say that men generally are able to talk about their emotions, their feelings?
I would say no.
Yeah, I think most men would agree with that that probably is the case. Do you feel you can express your feelings? Do you talk about how you feel, your emotions?
Only when I'm trying to garner sympathy. But otherwise, you want to appear, not macho. I think that's not the word, but you want to appear like somebody that can pick up one end of a couch.
Or one end of a piano or something.
One end of a piano, yeah. You don't want to, because they want you to be like that. Even though they say, oh yeah, we want to see your feminine side. But, they want you, if somebody, say for instance, you're in bed at night and somebody suddenly there's a knock on the door. They want somebody that would say, that would boldly go down. That wouldn't say, well, you go check.
But it doesn't mean to say that the man is any less apprehensive than the woman perhaps by his side, does it? I think we think of, again, we can think about what is courage. Men are thought to have strength and courage, and hopefully in most situations, I guess we would put ourselves forward. But I think it's worth reminding ourselves that courage isn't a lack of fear, is it? It's actually feeling the fear, but doing it anyway. Yeah. I think there's a book, about that. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That is probably true courage. And there are examples of that, but there's lots of examples of women being brave as well. We are thought to be that. But I think it's true to say, that for many boys, when we're young, and maybe throughout the next years as well, males are encouraged to suppress their emotions, particularly emotions to do with sadness or vulnerability. We mustn't. It's not good form to express vulnerability in ourselves. And I think the phrase, which often used to be heard, it possibly still is, but big boys don't cry. Now, in a way, that kind of encouragement, that kind of comment to young boys is a real disservice to them, because big boys damn well do cry, and yet you're being told at a young age, no, boys don't cry, you're not to do that. Yeah, it's okay for girls to, but the boys can't. And as I say, I think it is a massive disservice, because what it means is that so many men, and as we've already said this, probably most men are not able, they don't really feel able to express their inner feelings if they're everybody has problems emotionally and otherwise. But if men, by and large, don't want to talk about them, and that also extends to our physical health. It's well known statistically that a man will resist going to a doctor, even if we could see a doctor today, but that's another story, but would resist contacting a doctor because, I don't know whether it's perhaps fear of what they might be told, or I don't know, it's expressing that vulnerability. I might be unwell. So, that's another factor to this, that men don't like making a fuss. They'd rather push it away under a carpet. And one of the sad statistics of this is to do with suicide. Now, in our country, and I think the last figures for 2023, just 2 years ago, the average suicide rate in the UK was 11.2 people per 100,000 people. Which
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.